Hello friends, in this video we are going to discuss about the current components of the BJT. So far we have seen that the BJT are of two types, that is the NPN BJT and another one is PNP BJT. For the NPN BJT we have seen that it is originally a N plus plus P plus N BJT, and for PNP BJT the structure was P plus plus N plus P BJT. Now we want to see what will be the current components inside this BJT device. Generally, the BJT, that is the bipolar junction transistor, is normally used as an amplifier, and this amplifier operation happens only when the BJT works in the active region, and this active region happens when the JE junction, that is the emitter junction, will be forward bias and the collector junction will be reverse biased. So we can say that if we make the emitter junction forward bias and the collector junction reverse bias, then we can operate the BJT to be in the active region. Then only we can operate BJT as an amplifier. So at this condition, let us see what will be the current components inside a BJT, and we will consider this PNP BJT. So let us take a PNP bipolar junction transistor. So this is an PNP bipolar junction transistor where the P region, that is the emitter region, is highly doped, and this is the base region which is N plus, and this will be the collector region, that is the P region. So from this we can see there is a JE junction, and JE junction is PN junction, and similarly we can see there is a JC junction, and in this JC junction it is a NP junction. So this is my emitter terminal, this is my base terminal, and this is the collector terminal. Now since we need to make the JE junction forward bias, this junction forward bias, so we have to connect here positive polarity, because this is a emitter is of P type, so we have to make it positive, and the base region is N type, so we have to make it as negative. That means we have to connect a source like this such that the positive terminal is connected to the emitter and the negative terminal is connected to the base. And we have connected this voltage source with the emitter, so let us call it as VEB, because emitter is at higher potential than the base. Similarly, to make the JC junction reverse bias, we have to connect collector with a negative potential, because collector is P type, and the base with a positive potential, because the base is a N type material. So this type of connection should be done to make the JC junction reverse bias, and let us call this at VBC voltage, because base is at higher potential than the collector. Now let us see what will be the current component inside this. So since the emitter region is a P plus region, so there will be lots of holes inside the emitter region. So these are the holes that are present, which are the majority carriers of the emitter. Similarly, in the base region, which is a n type, there must be the majority carrier electrons present, and the collector region is of p type, so there are very less amount of holes compared to the emitter region because it is lightly doped, and these holes are the majority carrier of the collector. Now we have given the JE junction forward bias by the VEB voltage. Since the JE junction is forward bias, that's why the depletion layer at the JE junction will be very much thin. So this is the depletion layer that will occur at the JE junction, and this is very thin because the JE junction is at forward bias, and we know that in the forward bias the depletion width of the junction will be thinner, and the JC junction is at reverse bias, so the depletion width of the JE junction will be thicker. So this is the depletion width that has occurred in the JC junction, and in this JC junction you can see that the depletion width is very thick because the JC junction is now in the reverse bias condition due to the applied base to collector voltage, and the base to collector voltage is reverse bias, so the depletion width here is very thick, and here the depletion width is very thin because the emitter junction is forward bias. So let us call the width of the depletion layer at the JE junction as WDE. WDE means the width of the depletion layer at the emitter junction, and the width of the depletion layer at the collector junction is WDC. Now we can see previously that the depletion layer was not present, there is thin depletion layer, but when we have applied the potential at the JE junction and the JC junction, previously we know that a metallurgical base width was looking like this was the metallurgical base width, and now the metallurgical base width has been reduced to this extent, that is, this is the effective base width. So WB dash is the effective base width of the transistors, and this has reduced because due to the depletion region has occurred at the JC and the JE junction. Now since we have applied the JE junction forward bias, that's why the majority carrier of the emitter, that's the holes, these holes will now move in this direction and they will cross the junction because the JE junction is forward biased and it is suitable for movement of the majority carriers. Similarly, some amount of electrons from the base that these electrons will cross the junction and come into the emitter region, because emitter region is forward bias, that is the JE junction is forward biased, and that's why the majority carriers of the both sides can cross the junction and they will constitute a current. So let us denote the current as, for these holes which are moving from the emitter region to the base region, it will produce a current inside the emitter, and let us denote this current as IPE. So IP is the current component due to the holes that are moving from the emitter region to the base region and producing a current inside the emitter. Similarly, the electrons which are moving from the base to emitter, they will produce a current in the opposite direction inside the emitter. So I am denoting it as INE, that is the current due to electrons in the emitter. So we have seen that these are the majority carrier currents which are moving in this direction. Now, when the electrons come into the base region, they have produced a current INE. So, when the holes which are injected from the emitter region into the base region, so some amount of holes will get recombined with the electrons that are present inside the base, and the rest of the holes will flow through the JC junction and come into the collector region. And these electrons that have recombined with the holes that have came from the emitter, they will constitute a recombination current. Now, when the holes come into the base region from the emitter region, they become the minority carrier. So here the holes are the minority carriers in the base, and the JC junction is reverse bias, so the minority carriers can cross this junction, so the holes will cross this junction and they will constitute a current inside the collector, that is IPC, that is the collector current component due to the hole. So this is the collector current component due to the hole, and the direction of the collector current due to the hole is IPC. Now, and in this direction, I can say some amount of current will flow, that is IPE minus I of PC. This is the current due to the recombination inside the base. So these are the current due to the majority carriers of the emitter. Now there will also be some amount of current due to the minority carriers. Likewise, if there are some in the collector region, it is a p-type. Since it is a p-type and it is lightly doped, so there are some amount of minority carriers. So in the p-type, the electrons are the minority carrier, and at the collector terminal we have given a negative potential. That's why these electrons will flow and cross this JC junction. Because the JC is reverse bias, so this minority carrier can cross the junction and they will flow into the base. That's why we will get a current of INCO, that is the minority carrier current due to the electron in the opposite direction of this electron flow inside the collector. Similarly, there will be some amount of minority carriers inside the base also, and in the base is a N plus material, so there will be some amount of holes present which are the minority carrier. So this minority carrier can cross the JC junction and they will come into the collector region. So we will get a current of IPCO due to this, and these two current will constitute a total current of ICO, and this ICO can be written as INCO plus IPCO. So if I now write the terminal currents, so we can see the terminal currents can be written in this form, that is, this is the IE current which is going inwards the emitter terminal, and it will be IPE plus INE. Similarly, at the collector terminal, we are getting a current which is coming outside or coming outward of the transistor, and it is equals to IPC plus ICO. And in the similarly, in the base region, we will get, or the base terminal will get the current which is flowing in the outward direction, and this base current can be written as IB equals to IPE minus IPC, and some amount of current is flowing here, so that is minus IPCO minus INCO. So this is the total current components that are flowing inside this bipolar junction transistor. Similarly, if we take a N type, that is the NPN transistor, then we can also find the current components similarly. So this is all about the current components inside the bipolar junction transistor. Thank you.